Yeah, no, hey everyone, welcome on this call. Dee said, I'm Matt Lehr. I'm actually from Dallas, Texas. I'm actually looking for a place to park right now, so I can actually look at you guys instead of looking at the street. Um, but I before I got into the industry of network marketing, I was a pro athlete. I played 8 years in the NFL. Played four with the Dallas Cowboys, two with the Atlanta Falcons, one with Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and one with New Orleans Saints. During that time, I actually had an opportunity to go to the UK and actually play in Wembley Stadium when my tender with New Orleans Saints. So, being that that is like the mecca of all places when it comes to soccer or football for you guys, uh, it was definitely an experience that I wanted to see again. And when football got over with, I was kind of in a quandary in life of what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be. I knew there was one scary stat with athletes, though, and being professional athletes, is that 75% of us go bankrupt after retirement. And that was a scary, after 3 years after retirement. And that was a scary stat for me. So, how I got from there to becoming in this industry was actually really on a fluke. And really, how most people get in this industry is just by a friend. Came knocking on my door. It was actually an ex-girlfriend at the time. Came knocking on the door and said, "Give me your credit card." Now, I wouldn't suggest doing that to all your exes. Uh, it might not work out too well, but we still had a great relationship. And she says, "I found out what we're going to do with our life. Give me your credit card." And that's really how I got involved in this industry. And my first company was very successful. Uh, Made almost seven figures in a very short time, almost 5 years in that company. And that's when but at the time, I was ready for a new venture. And that's when we found Isagenix.
Wow. So it's strange how these things tend to come along at just the right time, isn't it?
You know what? And I mean this all fairly and joking aside. It's not rare that you get an X that actually shows you something good. Um, but it was definitely a blessing, a huge blessing. I'll be ever grateful for her for showing me this industry and showing that you can really do something if you really want it bad enough,
Yeah.
and you can really accomplish something if you want it bad enough. And you can do that with all life. But really, with the network marketing, you don't have to be a professional athlete. You don't have to be one of those people that just go around, thinking, "Oh, I need this PhD degree. Oh, I need all these certifications to do this." And no, it's just if you have a dream, you have a work ethic, and you're willing to go get over the word no, you can become whatever you want to become in this industry.
Yeah, too true, too true. So could you tell us then a little bit about how it is that you use the products to your benefit, both on a personal level and also obviously to keep yourself in such great shape?
I use, I always have to tell people I'm an extremist. Being a bodybuilder, I go above and beyond what people will actually be willing to do to transform their body. So, but I have, when we looked at Isagenix and we were looking at a company to go into, number one thing I wanted to do is make sure I would actually use the products and believe in the products. And, after doing a lot of research and meeting with the founders of the company, owners of the company, it was the Coovers. It was really just plain and simple. It's like, okay, love Jim Coover. He was kind of joking around with him when the first conversation we got into nutritional talk and working out. So I was it was kind of like meeting a well-knowledged meathead. I called it in a way. It's so bad to call it that, but it was a huge enlightening experience because it was someone that actually knew what he was talking about and wanted just to become a better overall healthy person. So after meeting with him, doing the research, seeing everything I had to do, and seeing what this company had product wise, I definitely incorporated in my body. And it's more for me. It's more for internal health. It's getting healthier, being able to speed up the metabolism, build the immune system. I'm a meat and potatoes person. The only green vegetables I actually look at are the ones on my hamburger. So I'm not a vegetable person, but I love the greens that the company has, the multivitamins, the shakes I definitely use. The bars when I'm like, been a couple hours, I'm starving. I got that 10,000 foot death stare. at people and I just need to eat, I always have a bar in the car. So, there's so many products with this company. It's just I'm still actually having fun just seeing and trying all the products.
Right. Great. Well, we're very excited for the Pro range to be coming out in later in the year. There's a number of people that I've been speaking with just recently in the team, and they're approaching, really physical, active guys and girls, whether they're personal instructors or in the armed forces. Perhaps they're, doing triathlons and that endurance racing, things like that. And they tend to have a negative outlook on nutritional supplements, preferring here in the UK, I don't know if it's the same for you over in the States, but preferring a natural diet. It's all about the tuna, it's all about the chicken, it's all about the steak, and obviously all of that's great. But what would you say to someone as a fellow meathead, to use your words? What would you say to someone to overcome that, benefiting as you do from the products?
We have the same issues here. The problem with when people, it's amazing, and this is something that this is real talk here. People, when they think of a health product, they're like, oh, well, let's go get after the gyms and let's go after the physical fit people and let's go after this, and this. And, those people and myself get hit up all the time with products. And we're very stubborn when it comes to trying something new. So the best thing to do is actually have a relationship with that person, because so many people hit us up for stuff all the time. But if you don't really know that person, it's really hard to get that person's attention. So my number one thing is build a relationship with that person before you try to, right now, pitch them with something that, it's just because their whole mindset is, hey, here's a wall, you're talking to a wall. And you don't care what you say. You can have Willy Wonka's golden ticket in your hand saying, this is it.
Yeah.
And they're not going to believe you. It's all about the relationship. And that's the whole thing about this industry when you talk to anyone. It's a relationship business. If you don't really have a relationship with those people, it's going to be really hard to get those people influenced. Even for me, I don't go after those people. I don't. I go after the normal everyday person, because those are the people that need it the most.
Yeah.
It's not those people. And actually, to be really honest, and I was thinking about, I kind of figured that you're going to ask this question because I get this question asked all the time. The meatheads, so to say, the athletes, the really physically trainers and all that, they're not willing to put in the work that I don't take anything back, the everyday person would actually do.
Yeah.
A lot of athletes want the work done for them. Oh, you're going to use my name. What do I get?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking for a sponsorship. Does your company do sponsorships?
Yeah.
They're not going to put in the work. And about every 10 athletes, you might get one that'll actually do something.
Yeah.
So I tell people, it's like, look, build a relationship with those people. They could be good in the long term. But you know what? There's no better person than the friend you have, the person whose goals they have, the ones that are struggling, the ones that want to lose weight. Those are people that are going to really bust their butts and really make something of it. And it's all about the product. And there's really no pitch to it when you guys really get the product in your hand. You see the success to it, and it's just storytelling. It's telling what the product's done for you.
Yeah.
So for the athlete-wise, build a relationship with them. That's what I tell everybody.
I think that's great advice, Matt. The way that I would translate that in general terms is that you always start with the people that you know the best first.
You always have to. It's one of those things. And we might know those people. We might know those athletes and, how do I talk to them? How do I pitch it? But you never want to pitch something because you're giving especially if you've never had a chance to try the product yet. A lot of you guys have had to try the product, but to be on it long term, to really see the results of it, this is a product-based business. This is, people have never had experience in this business in the States. 3 years later, they're making 7 figures, or they made 7 figures lifetime because they all they did was have success in the product. It all starts with the product. It all starts with having success in the product. So if you guys can start with that part, and I always tell people, and I'm a slower builder than most people, but I want to keep those long term. I want to keep those people that truly believe in the product, and that's why I always tell people that.
Yeah, okay. We'll perhaps cover the questions at the end if that's all right, Matt, rather than breaking off.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's totally fine.
So we've got, as well, we've got 12 days now until the official launch in the UK. We're all incredibly excited. It's been a long time coming for many of us. And even for those that have been involved a few weeks or perhaps a month or two, it's still been a long wait. So we're obviously really keen to capitalise on, doing the smartest things that we can do, because 12 days, it seems like a lifetime in terms of waiting for that first product order to be sent through. But actually, of course, we can do a lot. Have you got some advice on what you would do or have done in different situations to capitalize on that pre-launch situation?
Really just overcome your fears.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. The person that stops us is the person we look in the mirror every morning when we wake up.
Yeah. Okay.
We're so many of us are afraid of the word no. So many of us are afraid of what someone might say. But you know what? I always tell people, and this is more psychological stuff, where it's like you're internalizing having a conversation in your own head.
Yeah.
You don't know what that person says. You don't know what that person's life they're going through. You don't know what situation. You don't know what timing in life that person has. Yeah. So really, just go talk to everybody. And especially go, and again, talk about the product and what is coming out in 12 days. Get them excited about what's coming out. Hey, I'm taking this challenge. I want you to take this challenge with me. You said you wanted to lose weight, just like I've want to lose weight. We want to do something different that no one else is doing. This is the product. This is it. And that's the whole part about it. It's just really go out there and just really talk to people. And be sincere when you talk to them. Stop trying to find this perfect pitch line. It's like everyone's trying to find like this magic pill in life. There is no magic pill in life. It's just do it, learn from it. You're going to have victories. You're going to have lessons. So I didn't say defeats. You're going to have lessons and keep moving forward. And that's what it's all about. The next 12 days are probably the most important days, because if you haven't talked to someone you've been meaning to talk to them. Because what was going on with the UK is like what's going on with the company when it first started. You all on this call are the first to launch for Europe. You guys have to understand that it's not just you're launching in the UK. Yeah. What comes next is the rest of Europe.
Yeah.
So you guys are the first ones in Europe to launch. So just think about that in the grand scheme of things. In the big picture, it's just not the UK. You're launching the entire Europe, but you are the first. You guys, you women, everyone is the first ones to launch, and that's what the mindset you got to have.
Yeah, you're quite right. Yeah, it's going to be quite an exciting journey over the next 3 to 5, don't you think?
Oh, it's been an exciting journey ever since July, since we first decided to sign up and really take this to the next level.
Yeah, right. Good stuff. So once we've gathered those people, I mean, between us, we've gathered quite a number of people already.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, all ready to order that first pack, whatever form and shape that's going to take for each individual. So then, have you got, once we're up and running, once we get to the 15th, there's going to be an initial flurry of excitement. You've already said, obviously, about consuming the product, learning to love the products and the benefits they receive, and then sharing that with other people. Is there anything we can do to support those new starters? I know that a lot of people struggle, they perhaps don't struggle actually with bringing people in because the excitement is contagious. It's more a case of what to do with them once you've got them. Have you got any advice on that?
Oh, I always joke around. It's like every person you bring in is like a newborn.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a newborn go, hey, welcome to the world. Let's go get a job. You don't know how to walk yet, but hey, there's a job opening over here. Treat everyone like it's a new person, it's like a newborn. You have to teach them, open the box with them, tell them exactly what each product does. Show them, the information sheets that, show them exactly how to take the product so they have the success. Talk to them. The first 10 days they're on the product is the most important days of them all. Because you're going to build their belief level on the first 10 days and having success in the product. So treat them like a child, treat them like an infant, and teach them everything.
Yeah.
And those first 10 days are the most important. Right when they get the box, have a box opening kind of call, or be in person and open up the box with them. That's going to share their excitement with them even more. That's going to build more belief. Even like I know China, she puts tabs on each of their bottles so they know exactly when to take it. Bring a little flyer with you that shows exactly shake days, cleanse days, so they know what to do. Yeah. All these are important things. They're just walking someone through to have success, because that's, again, the first 10 days are the most important days of the whole challenge. And if that keep someone's belief level and increase the belief level, they have to have success in the first 10 days.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah. So it's all about that sort of customer care type approach where You're helping them get started, helping them understand exactly what they've got their hands on, and making sure they get the maximum benefit from it, right?
Exactly.
Right, perfect.
Exactly.
Could you tell us a little more about, I mean, I understand that the Isabody Challenge is going to launch when the Cougars come over and do the big events in the end of June. So we've got about another sort of 6 weeks even after launch before that comes in. Could you tell us the benefits and how you use that to, as not only as a promotional tool, but also as a form of encouragement for people once they've come in?
I use it more for accountability, as a team structure. The best way to have success on a challenge, if you're trying to lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds plus, or whether you're trying to put on muscle, accountability is always key. And feeling like you're not the only one going through it is definitely the most important aspect of it. So when you can actually take a challenge and actually win prizes and get free products and get free stuff from Isagenix, and I mean stuff as in like, you get Bluetooth speakers, you get jackets, you get cups, they send you products, free stuff all the time when you're on the challenge to help you keep you motivated, to make sure you have success. So the challenge is more of just accountability for yourself, but also the people you're doing it with. It's very important. And when the fact of after you finish your challenge, you get 200, 250 in free product afterwards. So they're giving you tons of free stuff throughout it just to keep you motivated and going.
Yeah, and they have a grand prize winner and runner-ups and things like that, don't they, as well?
Yeah, grand prize here. I know the grand prize in the celebration, I think it's 25 grand.
Wow. Dollars.
I believe.
About £20,000 then.
Yeah. You know the difference better than I do on that one. I know Celsius and Fahrenheit.
Is that in cash or product credit? You're about to get through that, wouldn't it?
Yes.
So you mentioned there about celebration. This seems to be just passing very nicely from one thing to the next. So could you mention about the different types of company events that are well established over there in the States and we can expect to be set up here in the UK and further afield?
Oh, well, this industry is based on events. Belief levels, you're going to have peaks and valleys. And, in the States here, we have 2 huge events. We have a New Year's kickoff, and then we have Celebration. Celebration is actually our biggest event. Tony Robbins is actually going to be speaking at the event and at Celebration. So to give it a chance to hear one of the most motivational businessmen in the world is priceless. So these type of events aren't one of those, it was funny because I've been to other events in another company. It was always rah stuff. And I wasn't a big rah person. I don't want to high five, I want to shake. I'll take a hug, but I want it to be real. I don't want a lot of hoopla. Yeah. And when going to our first Isagenix event, especially our first event was actually Celebration. It was very enlightening and I was surprised that it wasn't a whole bunch of this raw stuff. It was just learning, teaching, motivating, really hitting that personal development aspect of it where it just helps you learn more about yourself and where you want to go. Yeah. So those type of events are definitely key, especially, what we do here in the States are basically going to be passed on to what we do in the UK. So what you learn and see is definitely, in the videos from the States are going to be the same in the UK. It's going to be very important that, if you really want to see how far you can take this, that's what you want to do. You want to go to events.
Well, on that note, I remember that you and I were sat in the meeting room at the ICU in Phoenix several months ago, and you sat there and got a workbook out of your backpack and very firmly pressed it onto my knee. And actually, whilst it was quite the shock, and I didn't know whether my knee would survive, it was all okay in the end. But actually, I have to say that workbook, as a result of you bringing it to my attention, because I was so unused to having any quality training material provided, has actually become my Isagenix Bible and my go-to source for information on planning businesses and, helping people get started and the benefit of the products and the bonus structures and pay plan, everything, it's really been. So even for a 7-hour flight and a 5-day commitment, it was worth going, not only for all the amazing things, but in addition for that one workbook.
That workbook is like, and I use it loosely with Bible, because there's only one Bible. Let's just be real here. But for this business, if you really want to learn everything about the business and really just know what you're doing, that is the key manual for Isagenix.
Yeah.
You know, mine is ripped to shreds right now because I've opened it up so many times. Flip pages, dog ears, highlighter, scribble. I can't even read half the line. Like, what did I write here? When it comes to it, but it is the key to this business. And when you're able to really but memorize that book, you can definitely take your business to another level. If you master, and I shouldn't say memorize, master that booklet.
Yeah.
That is the key to having success in this business. And then helping others around, pay it forward and helping others memorize that booklet. That's the key to have success, because it's a duplicatable process when it comes to building this business.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because exactly. You can just reproduce it and pass it on to others, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
In your own style. Yeah, absolutely. So on that note, not only is there obviously the corporate events, which are fantastic. I've never experienced anything like it. I've been part of 4 or 5 different companies over the years, and actually I've grown up at the back of meeting rooms from about 3 years old. So in one form or another, I have quite a bit of experience and can, say with absolute certainty the Isagenix events are really quite something else. So there are a continuing number of corporate tours occurring in the coming weeks with Sarah Richter and with Sharon Walsh.
Yeah, Sharon.
Yeah.
Sharon's amazing. I love Sharon.
Yeah, she's great, isn't she? I've only met her just twice, but it's been a pleasure on both.
Well, she was one of the ones we sat down with at the event.
That's
and
right.
Talked to.
That's right, yeah.
The Aussie. She's an Aussie.
That's right, yeah.
Yes.
So, but in addition, we are doing other events as well, and we're starting leaders within the business now. We're running their own opportunity events. We're getting sort of 20 and 30 in a crowd at first attendance, which is, really very encouraging numbers to say we're just at the very beginning. And not only that, we're seeing sign-up numbers of between 8 and 10 out of 10. Mm-hmm. So it's been really, really phenomenal. I'm more accustomed to numbers like 2 and 3 out of 10. You're thinking that I'm doing quite well. So it really makes the difference. So would you advise people to come along to those, to perhaps run their own, or have you got another way of doing it?
Anytime you can have someone else help build your business, why not take advantage of it?
Yeah.
And it's very duplicatable. Even if you're like, and I'm going to talk about football players because I can. We've been hit in the head a lot, so our memories aren't the best at all times. Yeah. So if I could take someone to a meeting, I can duplicate that, and they could duplicate that. Yes. So why not have the opportunity to duplicate that every time? And even if you only got one person, there's 3 meetings that week, and you got only one person in each of those meetings, and that one person, each of those people signed up. That's 3 new people in that 1 week. And guess what they're probably going to do? Get people to that meeting. People to that meeting. If you show the importance of those meetings, then definitely go to those meetings. And if you feel like you're confident enough to do them at your own house, then do them at your own house. Do them sit on one-on-ones and have D or one of the other leaders, have them call in and just talk to your prospect real quick. But meetings are great, especially large groups, because it's not just showing people the business, it's showing the excitement. And that's something that you can't really talk about. It's like if I asked you what a strawberry tastes like. Yeah. It tastes like a strawberry. Yeah. I don't know. It tastes like a strawberry, but you can't really describe what the energy is in that place. When they go to those meetings and when they see 20, 30, 40, 50 people in a meeting, you're like, wow, something's going on here. Let me pay attention. It's a lot more excitement when you have a group of people like that, because when all of a sudden you say, someone stands up, oh, we got a new member on the team. Oh, we got a new member on the team. And the person looking around is like, man, it puts pressure on them. Let's just be real. It's like, should I they could have like the whole wall closed up and said, I'm not doing this business. I don't care. I don't care what they say. But all of a sudden they see all the excitement. They're like, all right, maybe there's something to this. Yeah. And I was one of those people. Yeah. My first ever event I ever went to in network marketing, I had my arms crossed like this. I was like, there's no way in heck y'all gonna get me excited. I've seen everything in my life. I don't care. I was shaking my head like this the whole time. And by the end of it, I was like, yeah, all right, yeah. I was like, what am I doing? I was like, I have no idea. But I was excited. Yeah. I felt the energy, and that's the whole part about it.
Yeah. So you do follow the three-way call system then, in terms of contacting your successful upline and asking them to help you out and share the knowledge with you until you can learn it yourself.
Oh yeah, you're never a prophet in your own land. I've made, with being a professional athlete in this industry, I've made very good money in my life. I've been very blessed to make very good money in my life. But even my friends have made very good money in their life, but they don't listen to me.
Yeah.
Like I say, this is the golden opportunity. Like I have tons of friends in the fitness industry, but I want, if I talk to them about it, like, oh man, that's great. I wish you the best of luck. But all of a sudden, like Joe Blow next door, that's not even a fitness industry, will talk to them and be like, and then they'll come back to me. It's like, oh man, have you heard about this thing? I was like, dude, I was just telling you about that last week. Like seriously.
Yeah.
It's just, you're never a prophet in your land. So three ways are always important, always key. Because I always say like this: how many people, if people are married or got a girlfriend or boyfriend, does your significant other actually listen to everything you say?
No.
No. I know mine doesn't. Me and my girl are always like, no. But I can have a stranger come up to me and tell me the same thing that she told me. I'm like, oh my God, baby, did you hear about this? And she'll just look at me and be like, I've been telling you that for like weeks now.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, but that's you telling me. But this guy really knows what he's talking about. It's the same situation. It's like getting that third person on the phone just helps edify what you're doing and saying.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. That's good to know then. We're doing something right, Matt.
Say that one more time.
That's good to know. We're obviously doing something right.
Yes.
I'm just going to ask you one last question, but I'll just say a couple of words to the audience now. Is that if you do have questions, once Matt's finished just answering this last question, then I'm going to unmute you all, or rather, I'm going to give you the ability to unmute yourself, and you can ask a question should you wish, or if you're more comfortable to pop something in the chat window, like at least one or two other people have done already, and you can do that just by tapping on the bottom of your screen, or tapping with your clicking with your mouse or whatever on the bottom of the screen. There's a chat function there. So feel free to join in just a minute or two's time. So the final question I've got for you then, Matt, is, as you know, that mind over matter is a significant thing, not only in the sporting industry but also in network marketing too. I'm sure you've partaken in many training courses, taken advice from industry greats and leaders over your years' experience, again, both in sports as well as in network marketing. Is there any source of information that you find or have found at any point advantageous, not only when you were first getting started, but also now as a well-established and knowledgeable leader?
The first book I ever read that helped me really, truly understand network marketing was GoPro.
Eric
Worre, because he made sense of it. And I listened to I read the first chapters, and I even listened to it on audiobook because I wanted to listen over and over again. And I was like, oh my God, I did this all wrong. I did this whole thing all wrong. And then I kept listening to it. It was just, there's a lot of tricks to the trade. And I wouldn't say tricks, but just a lot of knowledge to be out there. So you're always working on personal development, bettering yourself. You're always looking at those words, because to have a conversation with somebody and wanting to get them to say exactly what you want them to say, there's certain keys and words that you'll learn throughout your experience and throughout personal development that you know how to say. Mm-hmm. If you wanted to set up a time with somebody, instead of asking them, hey, what time do you want to have a call? It's better to say, hey, I'm free at 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. Which time works best for you?
Yeah.
I'm setting their time I'm setting their schedule with my schedule, so I know it works. I'm not saying what time's good to call. Oh, 9 o'clock. I can't do 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But setting your time, or is setting importance of, hey, I'm gonna send you some information, check it out. Instead of saying that, say, hey, if I sent you this, would you look at it? It makes it more important. It's just subconsciously we think, wow, all right, they're gonna send me this, I better look at it. So there's certain tricks to talking and learning how to talk to people that really help get the answers out. And GoPro was one heck of a book, and I still read it. I still reread it. Yeah. Every once in a while when I feel like I just need like a kickstart, or just like if I hit a plateau. Anything by John Maxwell.
Yeah,
is an amazing book. Some people I say first year network marketing, but the first chapter is all you really need to read in that to learn anything. But it's just anything that really grabs your mind to help you open up your eyes. There's so many books out there nowadays. It's just the fact of what grabs your attention, and that's the best thing.
Right. Perfect. So it's about covering the basics with things like GoPro, and then identifying specific issues, speaking maybe with your successful upline, proven upline, who can then advise you on what might help with the issue that you feel you're being impacted with at that time. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Exactly. And also learn from everybody. Don't just pick one person. Yeah. If you have, and no offense to D, if learn everything you can from D, but also learn everything from me. Learn everything from, Lori. Learn everything from Eric Cooper. Learn from everything and just put it in a big pot and mix it around and make your own little recipe. Yeah. And that's the best way to do it. And that's what I learned to do. And, I've been blessed to learn from multi-billionaires, top leaders in this industry, top leaders in other industries, owners of giant organizations and companies. And it's just the fact of learning from everybody will help you become a better person.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I could not agree with you more. It's the tutelage, and it's tapping in and realizing that you have two ears and one mouth for a reason, right, Matt?
Exactly. I did see one question. This is Isagenix Shake. I have this ISO Pro, which is the Pro line of it. So it's just straight protein and the Rehydrate Orange. The shakes can be thick. I just add more water to it, as you see. It's not thick at all. It's really I like mine watery down. Sometimes I like mine thick, and we're talking about shakes, and it's just, it's like drinking water for me.
Well, I find it less sort of gelatinous in texture because it's not got the milk added, right? It's the water.
Yeah, I have a hard time digesting casein protein. I'm not lactose intolerant. Yeah. A lot of people think they're lactose intolerant, but it's actually the casein protein their bodies have a hard time breaking down. Right. So I mixed mine with water. I'm a simple person. Some people like to put fruits, even that spinach. I've seen people put spinach in their shakes and avocado in their shakes to make it more ice cream thickness. And I'm just a simple person. Just give me some water, give me a shaker, let me shake it up, and go from there.
Perfect. Right, I'm gonna open it up now, Matt, and see if anyone's brave enough to speak with you. Okay, I've remuted you all, but you can press unmute at any point and ask a question of Matt, should you wish, whilst we've got him here. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Are you there?
Everyone's shy.
I can assure you, there's plenty of people in the room, Matt. It's not just you and me having a conversation.
I can see everybody. That's the fun part. That's the one thing I like about Skype. Some people have their video on. Some people have pictures on.
Okay. Abby Boner is an incredible new starter. She's got no experience in network marketing, just a couple of weeks, but has already recruited several people. She's doing incredibly. She has a question for you here, which is, what do you say to people that say that the product is too expensive?
Well, I have a sarcastic answer for that. Yeah. And I'm not trying to use the sarcastic, and I'm very sarcastic. D, you know this. We've hung out plenty of times. Yeah. But Lucy, when I tell people, like, if you want a good product, quality product, it's like if you go to the organic store or you go to the normal grocery store. The organic store is more expensive for a reason. Yeah. It's the product is a much better product. Yeah. The product isn't expensive if you break it down and really show people. It's like, no, it's not expensive. It looks expensive at first because you see the number, but if you break it down into each day and how much it costs each day, it's not expensive at all. Yeah. So when people say first thing, oh, it's too expensive, and 10 to 1, they're already making excuses why they won't have success. Right. Yeah. So I break it down to people. It's like $4-5 a day. How much do you spend on coffee a day? How much do you go to Starbucks? I know people that spend $10 at Starbucks a day. Yeah. It's like, if you're saying this is too expensive, but you can support a $10 a day Starbucks, you really got to look at your priorities. But but you all want to lose weight. Again, it goes back to the thing is, how bad do you want to change your life? How bad do you want to get healthy? How bad do you want to get that body ramped up again so you can actually just become, you know, be who you want to become?
Yeah. So it's having
so breaking down the number helps.
Yeah. So, I mean, the way it works out here in the UK is that it's £2.57 for a shake, which you wouldn't even be able to buy a coffee for that at Starbucks in the UK.
Yeah, that's a great way of breaking it down, though.
Yeah.
But people buy Starbucks all the time.
Yeah, they do.
They don't complain about those prices.
But the other thing is that people perhaps don't consider readily that it's food, isn't it, that we're talking about? So it's not as well as the grocery bill or the food bill. It's at least partially instead of, isn't it?
You're actually saving money on your groceries.
Yeah.
You're saving money each month because this is a meal replacement.
Yeah.
You know, instead of going at lunch, instead of going out to eat with the group, you're having a shake. Instead of, you know, whether breakfast and I know so many people that skip breakfast, and that's the most important meal of the day. You'd be surprised, you add a shake for breakfast, and the amount of speeding up your metabolism right there, you'll start dropping weight just because of that.
Wow, right. Good tip. Thank you very much. All right, so are there any more questions? Would anyone like to take the opportunity to speak with Matt in person? So we've had another question through from Trish, which is, do you recommend exercise along the shakes?
Yeah, I'm an extremist. No, actually, I'm actually helping someone right now who is he started at 354 pounds.
Wow.
So I don't know how many stones that is. It's a lot of stones.
20 odd.
Yeah, it's up there. But the scary part is I didn't have him work out one bit, but he lost over 30 inches in the first month.
Wow.
So when you change everything about dieting and getting in shape, it's all about nutrition. It's 80 to 90% of nutrition that helps you lose weight and build muscle. And the scary part is he put about 10 pounds of muscle on, and he wasn't working out.
Really?
I had him walking. That's it, walking.
Wow.
I got him up to 40 minutes, 5 days a week walking. That's all he was doing, eating and walking.
Yeah.
You know, shakes. I had him on shakes. I had him on a few meals. And I had him walking, and he was dropping inches, dropping weight, and that's it. I wasn't going to let him work out until he got under 300 pounds.
Wow, it's incredible.
So do you need a workout on the shakes? No, you don't. Because let's be honest, majority of people hate working out.
Yeah.
Weights are heavy. I'm not going to lie, weights are heavy.
They do tend to be, don't they?
They hurt.
Right, very good. Very good. Probably humour there. Very good. Good stuff. All right, well, it's been an absolute pleasure and a joy, Matt. Thank you so much for tuning in and for sharing your words with us.
No, I'm so appreciative, man. I can't wait to get over there. I'm actually looking at my schedule now, figuring out when I can get over there.
Oh,
so, you know, as soon as I can get over there, we'll be across the pond and jumping on your back. So I can't wait to meet everyone in person. You know, I wish nothing but the best at the beginning of this in the next 12 days and at the launch. And I will be here for whatever you guys need. Dee knows how to get a hold of me. So any questions you have, don't be afraid to ask. There are no stupid questions. So thank you, everyone, for taking your time and just getting on this call.
Well, just a little sneaky preview is that we're going to be running a national, if not 3 regional events in September, shortly after the celebration in Las Vegas for those that don't make it out there. So maybe we could arrange it that you came over and then you could maybe do a bit of a turn at the front of the room for us.
A turn?
A speech, a talk.
Okay. I was like, a turn. What kind of turn are we doing here? I'm like, let's slow down here. Slow down.
Make sure you bring your bikini bottoms.
Oh, my posing trucks. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. See, now I'm getting all red. So, no, but yeah, no, we can definitely set something up like that. I have no problem doing that. So we'll definitely have a blast. So.
That's wonderful. Thank you so very, very much, Matt. And I look forward to speaking to you again in the very near future.
Yes, sir. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
Thank
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Welcome.